2. Check, check, 1, 2. Hey, how's it going? I can do this. Hey, how's it going? No, that's too much. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first video series, AJ Sounds. My name is AJ, and I'm a sound designer. And today, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make a cat synthesizer using Vital, a free plug-in VST that you can use for your sound design work or music composition. So, let's get it started. Alright, so when you open up Vital, you will be presented with the initialized preset here, and I recommend just dimming down the volume by like 10 dB so you don't blow out your eardrums. Here we have our first oscillator, oscillator 1, and for this tutorial, to make a Cat-Synth, you want to change to basic shapes and then switch to a square wave, which is what you can see here. So now we got a square wave, exciting. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go here to our LFO, which stands for low frequency oscillator. And so we're going to do some edits on this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this guy and put it all the way here, and then we're going to make a bunch of nodes. So we got a little node action here. And we're going to be taking this to our oscillator 1 to this little knob here, which controls the pitch. So if I press the key, you're going to hear a pitch change. Very cool. All right. So next thing we're going to do is change the envelope, the startup of the sound, or the ADSR. So we're going to take this and we're going to shift it just a tad bit. Give it a little bit of attack, a little fade up so it's not so blurry. And then we're going to fade down the sustain around here. Yeah. And then release can stay right there. Awesome. And then we're going to change the tempo to 1 to 1, set our trigger to loop hold. And now we're going to get a little decay action there. So it sounds all right, but I think we can make it sound better. So we're going to introduce another oscillator, a brown noise oscillator. So I want you to go here, go to brown noise, and we could take this a little bit down the level, and so can we do to this. And then give it a little bit of fuzz. I like giving my sound fuzz, but you don't have to. And then we're gonna put these through a filter because right now they sound a little bit too bright. So we're gonna use the first filter, filter 1, for our first oscillator. You can check which oscillator is selected by here. So I'm gonna select first oscillator, and then I'm gonna set it to about 41 semitones here. Awesome. And we're gonna amp up the drive just a little bit. Great. And then for our next filter, we're gonna actually use another LFO here, and this LFO is gonna be something, that's for sure. So for our other LFO, we're just gonna be giving this a little of a sawtooth form through each increments here. This is gonna be for giving our sound a bit of a wobble effect. And then instead of setting it to tempo, I'm gonna set it to seconds, and I'm gonna do like trigger on the seconds, and then I'm gonna put it on the second filter, which is right now controlling our second brown note oscillator. Oh, I accidentally put it on drive, my bad. And then we're gonna put it on our filter 2. All right, that's a little bit too strong, so I'm just gonna turn down by like this much. A little bit too fast, so probably like that. There we go. So we get a little vibrato going in, and I want to play it after the delay. Right about 0. There we go. Awesome. Next, we're gonna go and add another oscillator. This is just gonna be a white noise. Here we go. And we're going to set this to go to our second filter. Beautiful. Next, I'm going to turn on the voices to 5, so I can only have up to 5 voices played. Awesome. And here's the cool secret you can do in Vital. I like going to the unison part for my main sound of the oscillator, and then I like to increase it to like 3 voices and turn down the detuning to 3 to give it a more stereo image. Whoa, now we're talking. And then I'm just gonna do the same here, but set to 0. And then this could stay the same right there. So now, all right, I'm gonna save this as demo cat. Cool. And what I like to do is with the macro options to here, I like to adjust these to the wheel of the LFO. If you want to control the pitch a bit more, so if I increase it, we'll. So you can get that fall. Sounds pretty cool. And then finally, what I like to do is I like to add either a compressor to kind of get everything a bit louder there. I like to turn on mix. The attack is a little bit too strong. Let me fade. And there we go. And then add a reverb, because who doesn't like a really reverberant synth? Yeah, now we're talking. Now it's starting to sound like a cat. Meow meow. Am I right? Ha ha ha. But anyways, and so this is what it sounds like. I think it sounds pretty cool. And so I'm gonna upload this and have a link in the description for below, and also a link to the description for you to download Vital, so you can try it. And hopefully you guys can use it for your sound design projects, or for a composition project where you need a cat-like sound synth, where you could use a cat-like synth sound. And that's it for the video. If you like it, leave a comment and share it with your friends to see if they also like this. And I'll be doing more videos like this in the future, so stay tuned. All right, goodbye everyone.